Okay, the recording started. Earlier, I saw there was a message in the WhatsApp about the book, ebook. Please note that not all the ebooks are available in our library. Now, for this course, although in the outline, names of some books are mentioned, okay, it is not, as I said from the beginning, mandatory or compulsory for you to purchase or acquire those books. Because for transformational leadership and change, if you go into the books, mostly what you see is that concepts, theories, and these concepts and theories related to transformational leadership, like areas like distinction between transactional, transformational leadership, theories on transformational leadership, and then some of the research related to transformational leadership. When you look at the books, at times, some of the books that has been published, let's say if you're looking into books that has been published prior to 2020 and recent journal articles, I always emphasize on journal articles. When you look into research, the journal articles are important. Books mainly provide you with the guide on the concept. Let's say if you have difficulty in understanding some theories, there are theories that you apply in management. There are many theories that are in management. And even within leadership, there are many theories. Not only the theories that you learn based on the what we call the trade theory, then you look into the behavioral theory, situational theories, trade theory, behavioral theory, situational theories itself. There are many more research that has been done apart from what you see in a textbook.
Can you guys put some ice in the glass and give me some Coke, please?
Okay, so you are not only, when you are looking just the textbook, you might be limiting some of the recent studies. So I will share some journal articles in the group on transformational leadership and also change. Ebooks, I do have ebooks on leadership. In fact, even if you do a search on ebooks on leadership, there are many. Some of the books are not copyrighted books, that is under the OER, Open Educational Resources book, Open Educational Resources, which can be used, not copyright. If it is copyrighted, I will not be able to share. Yes, George?
Yeah, Mr. Bala, I think some of our programmers they didn't unmute their phone. There's many background sound, is it?
Oh yes. Okay.
Yes, maybe you as a host to unmute everybody.
Okay. I think you can unmute yourself. I think let me go to the. Okay, I think all the other. Okay, let me mute one of the participants. Okay, I mute. Okay, all are muted. All right, I think should be okay now. Do you otherwise? Okay, when you want to speak, you unmute yourself. All right, thank you. All right, so I will share some of the journal articles. As far as the ebooks on leadership, there are many, but I will look into some of the books under OER. OER is Open Educational Resources that I can share. Even if I share some, if it is books that are available, copyrighted books that are available, I can provide you with the link. From the link you want to download, you can download, because ethically and legally it will not be right for me to download it. And then if you download for your own reading, then it is fine, but I can't share it in a university platform, even in a WhatsApp. I don't think I want to do it, but links can be there. Maybe I can provide you with the links. Even from the links you can download. It's up to you to download, but I'm downloading it and sharing, I think it will not be appropriate. So ebooks, there are many. All you have to look into is the learning the theories, and because the theories will be helpful for you to apply when you write your assignment, because the assignment is going to be application of some of the theories. I will later share with you some samples, but I'm not going to I'm not going to share it in the WhatsApp or even LMS. Even though what I'm sharing is that some of the past students on how they did their assignment. So even this part, I will not show the names. Okay, because what you are going to see is just to give you some guide on how those students have done in the past. Now, let's say any of your friends who have been taking this DBA course in the past, who have taken transformational leadership and change, and you know them, you may communicate with them, and then you can, if they are willing to share their what they have done, that's fine. But it's not good for me to share the other students, earlier students' assignment. But I will take one sample where I have removed the name, where I'm going to focus mainly on the content of the assignment, content of how the student, what do we call, did the assignment. Okay, that is okay. That is fine because you will not know who the student assignment is being shared. Okay, so let me go into this is a part where we're going to look into the course assignment and expectation. I think this part you need to pay attention. And let's say if you miss any of the things that I have said, you can always refer to the recordings, which will be shared after the class. Okay, so we are going to look at the course assignment and expectations. So I hope all of you have downloaded your course assignment. I'm going to share now the course assignment. There is no change to the course assignment because this course assignment, it's applied to the organization and to the leader. Okay, to the leader and also to the organization. So it can be applicable even when I give the assignment for your strategic thinking and management consultancy. It is also applied. All the assignments that are provided in the DBA program are all applied. Okay, it is an applied assignment. Okay, your assignment consists of 2 parts. It's the same assignment like George asked the question earlier about presentation and the report. Let me tell you, you are going to do the same transformational leadership or change management analysis, and the report that you are going to submit will also be your presentation you are going to present. Originally, okay, in the DBA program, at the first stage of curriculum development for the DBA program, for all the courses, we were planning 3 different types of assignment. Okay, it's easy to say, but in the practice, it might not be easy because each module lasts for 2 months. So if I'm going to give, if any faculty or course lead going to give you, he will request you to do 3 different type of assignment within 2 months, that will be really challenging for all of you. And we check with the MQA requirement and all that related to the assessment component. So we found that yes, it is within the requirement of MQA, where the same assignment is divided into 2 parts, where you have one part that is presentation and the other part is based on the written report. If another different type of assessment, different type of presentation, maybe on a case study is given, that will be very heavy. And even with the one assignment with the presentation and written report, past experience, based on a past experience, have found that some students are still find it difficult to cope to do it, because one of the reason is that their workload, they have to take care of their work, they are busy traveling, they have to take care of the family, and at the same time they are doing their DBA. But let me tell you, whatever that you do, whether your responsibility at your workplace, at your home, I would request you to allocate time for your studies, for your research. And now, why it's not going to be that difficult at stage 1, but when you go to your stage 2 and your dissertation, it will become very, very crucial for you to manage your time and to complete your tasks within the given time. Okay, so assignment component, presentation component, both requires preparation. What are the preparation that are required? Reading. Number 1 is reading. Reading of journal articles. Okay, don't just limit the journal articles to what I suggest or share. You need to search. Okay, you can search. Don't just do a Google search, is not sufficient. You need to go and let's say if you're doing it through Google Scholar, a lot of research articles on transformational leadership you can download. Free download is available from ResearchGate. ResearchGate you will be able to find. Google Scholar you'll be able to find, plus the journals, e-journals from the library. There are many management journals, leadership journals, okay, that would provide you with sufficient resources. Okay, so you have 2 components. One is written component. The written components you need to remember, you do not exceed more than 2,500 words. Plus minus 10% is acceptable. Plus minus 10% means 250 words plus 250 words minus 250 words is acceptable. So when you are writing about 2,500, it might range from 20 to 25 pages around there, including the references. Okay, and how the assignment is to be submitted. Students who have been with WOU in the past will know that we have an online assignment system that is called OAS. So you can submit in an OAS. Let's say you have no idea what an OAS is, then you can get assistance from your regional center, your nearest regional center, whether it is KL, Klang, Kuching, then Penang or JV. Okay, they will be able to assist you. Or you can even send help desk, WOU. No, for students, you have students help desk. They will be able to send you the guide how you upload the assignment in the OAS. Okay. Now the presentation component is the same report that you are going to present. It can be made in seminar too, but in our case, I will after this class, maybe by tomorrow. Okay, this evening also I will not be able to do it. Maybe by tomorrow, I will try by tonight. I will prepare days and time that are suitable to you. In case those days and time you are still busy, you suggest a day and time, and if it is fine with me, then we will go ahead with that. Individually you can fit into. Even though individually you will present to me for the learning for everyone, it will be, the presentation will be recorded and shared in this group. Okay, remember, presentation will be recorded and shared only in this group. All right. Now, the assignment, coming to the assignment. So the assignment requires you first to use relevant theories and models. Okay, relevant theories is up to you to decide what are the theories or model. Whether you are looking into trade theory, behavioral theory, okay, transformational theory, okay, servant leadership theory, anything, any of the theory related to leadership or change management, up to you. Another component is also about change management. Okay, demonstrated by a leader. Okay, a leader means can be a past leader, okay, leader that you have worked with, or current leader that you are working with, of business, government, or not-for-profit organization, business, of any organization. You can, choice of organization is up to you. Now you have to, first stage is that you need to, before you think about theories or model, think about any leader that you want to study. To study a particular leader, you need to make sure first you have sufficient information related to the leader. Whoever the leader that you want to select, you need to know about the leader, about the leadership, skills, competencies, the leadership ability, leadership style demonstrated by the leader that made that leader successful. So first stage, think. Start thinking of a leader to select for you to do a study. Okay, I'm sure at this moment, you have already started to think, but it's too early at this stage. You can list out some possible leaders. Yes, Yiling, raise the hand.
Hi, Dr. Bala. So when we are selecting the leader, right, the leader must be a successful one or non-successful one?
Preferably a leader who have demonstrated exceptional leadership ability, transformational leadership ability, whereby based on his or her leadership, the organization, the industry, or any whether it can be whether it is profit, non-profit, government, or any organization that the leader has led became quite successful, or leader who had made turnaround, business turnaround. Successful will be better leader for you, because you are going to study the leader and then you are going to apply the theories and models to evaluate the leadership, and later you are going to look at yourself. If you were the position of that leader, what you can do, what you could have done better, what are the things that you can make better or stronger impact to the followers. Also, we will come into that part. At first stage now, look at the leader, select a leader, think about the leader. Okay, now in the assignment here, the second line in the assignment, if you were in the position of the leader, what could you do to be a better leader or a change agent and make a stronger impact on followers and on the situation? Now, for this assignment, you can select. Am I showing the assignment? You are able to see, right? The word form. You can see the assignment right now. Am I showing the right one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. For this assignment, you can select a leader from a large or small organization. Decision is yours. You can select a leader from your own organization, current organization that you are in, or the one you are or were familiar with. It could be a CEO of a large organization whom you have read about. Even a family member who runs a successful business with few staff. It's up to you. The choice is yours. Okay? The choice will be yours. You need to select. Now, once you have selected the leader and the organization, in a report, how the report to be written later on, I will show with a sample, you will get a clearer picture. You need to write a report in which you cover the following. Okay, there are quite, following, mainly the three key areas. First, a description of the leader, organization, industry, the situation or context. Who the leader? Who is the leader? Or who was the leader? Or who is the leader? Organization that he or she belongs to. The industry. The leadership situation that made the leader made a lot of transformation, change. Because transformation, in other words, when you say change, is also a form of transformation. Second part, evaluation. You need to do an evaluation of the leader, referring to concept, theories, covers in the course. I will show some theories. I will teach you some theories. For example, when you're looking into theories of Kurt Lewin, 3 different styles of leadership: autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire. What type of leader he is according to Kurt Lewin's theory? Is he an authoritarian? Is he a democratic or participative leader? Is he or she is a laissez-faire leader? Or based on Blake and Moulton managerial grade, is he a people leader? Is he a stars leader? Middle of the road? Or is he a team leader? So here you are looking into the leadership theory you are trying to apply within the context of the leader. Some of the concepts you can use: leadership style, leadership behavior, leadership trait. What are the traits that you find in him that you admire most, and that trait that you want to develop in yourself? Traits like visionary, positivism. Okay, you can look into many traits. Emotionally intelligent. So when you see the leader is someone who is very high in emotional intelligence, of course you did not go and measure his EQ or what, but based on the behavior, you identify, you find the leader is emotionally intelligent. So you find that you need to develop how you are going to develop the trait later on when you want to apply to yourself. The attitude, use of power. Because power in leadership, there are 5 types. According to French and Raven, back in the year 1950s, they did a study on different types of power: personal power and position power, reward power, cohesive power, legitimate power, referent power, expert power. Different types of power. What are the type of power used by the leader? If a leader is a transformational leader, he will not rely on reward power or cohesive power, but more on referent power. And then a discussion. The last part will be a discussion on how you would lead or manage differently if you were put in the same situation as the leader, and how you could make a stronger impact on follower and on situation. Okay, assignment. How the assignment to be written? Just like any report, you start with an abstract or the executive summary. Let me give this first, and then I will show you one sample. And you have to pay attention to the sample, how it is written. I'm not going to either post it in the LMS or in the WhatsApp group, but it will be here in the recording. Because it's one of the past students' assignment who have done an assignment. I've just randomly selected one. starts with executive summary. Executive summary is an abstract of the entire report. And you can start the background, introduction or background of an organization and the leadership history of the leader, the leadership history of the organization, if you want to provide. Which will also follow with the description of the leader. Who is that leader? The followers, how many people he led in the organization, the size of the organization, the environment, the situation. Maybe you're talking about the environment or the situation before he took up the leadership position. What was the status of the company? And after he took the leadership position, how the company has been transformed, how transformation took place in the company. So if there are any transformation taken place in a company, the leader can be categorized as a transformational leader. So description of the leader. Description of the leader. Okay, wait, now there is a message here. Okay, Lingam asks, how about Singapore former President Lee Kuan, not Juan. Okay, don't wrongly spell his name. They'll get angry, very angry. So don't spell correctly. Okay, you want to you want to do a study. Okay, a lot of resources are available. But my suggestion is that try to write. Okay, it is not wrong. Firstly, let me tell you, it is not wrong. If you really feel you have a strong interest to study his leadership and then emulate, to apply, you can. But it will be good or better for you to look into the leader within the context of your organization or industry. Because unless you have political ambition, you want to grow, you have an interest to become a political leader in future, because the assignment should help you to grow, to transform you. So unless Lingam, you want to become a politician, political leadership. Yeah.
No, there's no, doctor. No, I was thinking how he transformed a Singapore from a small nation to become a worldwide known nation.
Yes, actually resources on his leadership are there, plenty of his leadership. But what are you going to apply in the future for you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, maybe let's say if his approach, if you really study his leadership approach, it is very highly directive with authoritarian style. But
Yes.
it was needed at that particular period of time. I'm not saying authoritarian is not good, but you have to see the situation, the environment.
Yes.
So if you do a study about leadership, you know. But if you are looking into from the business perspective, organizational perspective, some of the techniques, like the way he dealt with the trade unions, the way he controlled the opposition, it might not be applicable or practical in the context of your industry or organization. So you have to look into what you can apply. Okay, even you can say, in China during the time of Mao Zedong time, during the time, if you really do a study, can you apply today? It will be, of course, they were very successful at that time because the situation is such, it demands such a leadership.
Okay.
It is due to the demand. Sometimes you need leaders like that. Hitler. You want to study Hitler? Yes. Hitler. Not only Hitler, any leader, okay, why you can even take Trump.
Donald Trump.
Trump, or any leader you want to take. But the most important thing is that at the end of the day, what you are going to learn that you can apply. Any leader who can become a good example for you would be more appropriate. But I but let's say if you are really keen to go into politics, you want to be like an iron fist, very strong, authoritarian, want to, then yes, authoritarian style. Authoritarian style, many leaders, even in Malaysia, leaders have used authoritarian style. If you really study Mahathir, Tun Mahathir's leadership was authoritative, very highly authoritative. Why do you go to, even you don't study Mahathir, even you study late Sami Velu, was a highly autocratic leader,
Yes.
directive leader. Okay, another question here. Do we need to mention the name of the leader? Yes, name of the leader needs to be mentioned. Otherwise, we won't know who is the leader. You can't take you can't create it. It's a real leader who have taken a leader, because we are studying leadership based on successful leaders. And actually, this approach of studying leadership is also similar to studying entrepreneurship. We take a successful entrepreneur and then we study the same thing. Also, we are applying the same model, teaching and learning model. Even in this DVA, we are taking for transformational leadership. Yes. Okay. Questions. Okay, there is a question. Zoom meeting. I think, is it
I even rename.
yeah.
I can't rename using my phone. I'm on.
Okay,
my
okay.
Okay, must we choose a leader who is involved in the business or business development? For example, a leader who is not dealing with business, but like, for example, principal. Can we choose the leader like this?
Yes, possible, but the leader must be someone who had made some impact, some form of a transformation. Yes, you can. In fact, I mentioned earlier, if you want, you can even take non-profit organization, as long as an organization and leader have created a strong impact. Yes, it's possible.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, leader. Next is that when you are giving a description of the leader, the personality traits that you identify in a leader. Personality traits from your observation, from your reading about the leader, from your observation of the leader, how you describe the personality traits. When you do a search on the personality, there are many dimensions of personality. One of the dimension, locus of control. If you study psychology under personality, there is something called locus of control. There are two types. One is internal, the other one is external. External is someone who believes they are being controlled by others. Very difficult for them to chart direction of the organization, for them to become a leader. Externals. In fact, there are instruments for me to test whether you are an internal or even an external in terms of personality assessments. The other one is internal. Internal belief they control their destiny. They control their organizational destiny. The organization is not controlled by external forces. External forces can be somebody else, can be government, can be the economic forces, can be the customers, can be competitors, can be the industry. So you have internals, external. That is one dimension, personality. Then, of course, personality also includes areas like risk-taking, self-efficacy, self-esteem. Self-esteem is also one of the dimensions of personality traits. Self-esteem is the degree to which an individual likes or dislikes himself or herself. That is self-esteem. So you study the leaders in terms of the leaders' personality traits, the attributes, the personality, the intelligence. Personality traits means you can also look into the emotional intelligence. And the other one is that how the leadership is demonstrated based on certain situation, the style. How the leader able to influence, persuade people to change, to transform, to grow. This is an influencing skills. And you will also learn the influencing skills. How can you learn the influencing skills from the leader? Persuasion skill from the leader. There are many literatures on persuasion psychology. Persuasion, power of persuasion is one of the leadership skills that are required in any organization. And then strategies used in changing people behavior or organizational culture. You see, changing organizational culture is easier said than done, but there are leaders who have made drastic transformation. I don't want to name many, but I will leave it to you to select leaders who have made real impact on people. In fact, there might be leaders who have made impact on you. Where you are today can be based on what some of the past leaders would have done. Leaders in the past. And you are a leader today will have an impact on people in the future. You have to look into leadership, past leadership, present leadership, future leadership. You are leadership in the present moment, you are a leader. It's important to understand past, to understand present in order to determine future. So if you're familiar with Buddha, he mentioned that where we are now is based on what or where we have been in the past. And where we are going to be tomorrow is going to be based on what we are going to do today, the present moment. So strategies. And then you can also write on factors that contributed to transformational leadership effectiveness. What are the factors? Why that leader has been very successful in transforming people? What are the factors? Is it the individual factor? Is it the organizational factor? Organizational factor means the organizational leadership style, organizational policy, the reward system of the organization, the autonomy given to the leader by the board of governors or even directors. Is it the industry, the market, the competition, the political environment, the economical environment? What are the factors? What factor contributed? Why the leader is considered to be effective? And then the other two is also very important, where you are going to look at it from your perspective. Let's say if I am in the place of the leader, what will I do better to transform or change, follow an organization? There must be something, okay, you might find the leader could have done better. So what it is and what you can do if you want to transform your organization. Okay, yes, Kawe?
Dr. Bala, based on what you have said just now, the leader that we have chosen is supposed to be a successful leader. I think in the few lines above.
Your industry, your organization, it can be organization in your industry. Yes.
So if I were to have studied him and then I were to put myself as that leader's position, I might not have known what I would have done better. Does that question make sense to you?
Okay, no. I think you have studied the leader, you want to put in your, okay, leader have demonstrated certain leadership trait that had made him or her successful, transformational. You are studying the leader. See, when we do a study, it's just like when you do a WATS matrix, when you go to a strategy, you study your strength, your weaknesses. You look into the environment, the opportunity traits, and then with the strength and the opportunity, what you are going to do. So in the same way, when you are looking into, there are certain things that if you assess yourself, you have strength and you have weaknesses. The same also for the leader. Even though the leader is considered to be a successful leader, great leader, There might be some area that leader needs improvement. There are leader might not be strong. It happens to everybody. Any leader, every human, if you look at, no human you can consider, no one you can consider as completely perfect. There might be some area that the person could have done better in their life, in their position, in their leadership. So it can be many, even, in football, there can be many great players, but there are area weaknesses even in them as a player. So look, well, identify if there are there, what you could have done and how it can be helpful for you not to practice. Not to, okay, for example, people who have been following football, soccer in some countries. Have you come across a name of a player called Josh Best? George Best.
Yes.
Okay, you might have come across. Okay, how do you see Josh Best? He was a great player during his time. The only great, one of the greatest player who never played in a World Cup. What happened to his life? He actually, what happened to him? If you study his history, life history, you will come to know about it. What sometimes we can learn certain things from great person, great people, great leaders. So it is about, there are things that a leader might have missed, what you could have done. It's important to look into that. Even just now, Linga want to study about Lee Kuan Yew. There are weak area where you can look into what you can do if you don't want to be known in that particular area. Okay. And the last part, you're learning to become a transformational leader or a change agent. Because two parts I look into, transformational leadership and change agent. And then you conclude. It's 19, not 15, sorry. Okay, now let me stop share. I will share one sample here. Just give me a minute. I will search for the... Okay. I have, I'm not going to show the first page, the name and all that. This is one of the students in the past who have selected a leader in a bank. I think you have, some of you are from a banking sector. Okay, see, pay attention here. I'm not going to upload in the LMS. I'm not going to share it in the WhatsApp group because it belongs to someone, but I'm not showing the name and the details, but why I'm showing this part is that it can be relevant for you. It can be easier for you to learn how it should be written. Although I won't say it is, of course, all the students did very well in the past. Many of the students, they did very well. Okay, this one I have just taken randomly. Okay, so this is the content. You have the executive summary, background. So you have the executive summary, introduction. Then you have the background. Background, he has many things he has written in a background related to the leader, situation, the context, leadership characteristics and qualities, leadership behavior. This is based on transformational leadership theory. There are 4 I's: inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, idealized influence, and individualized consideration. That is important for development of transformational leaders. And then 4th, style, behavior, attitudes, personality, traits demonstrated. It should be demonstrated by the leader, demonstrated personality traits or transformational leadership traits demonstrated by the leader. The title is there, not so. Okay, forget about the title. I think title should have been improved there. And then his contents. Strategies. Factors that have contributed to the leader's effectiveness. Why the leader is considered to be effective. If I'm the leader, how would I manage separately? He used one of the leadership assessment, MLQ, which you can find online, or any other leadership assessment you want to test yourself later on. Not later, as I said to you, even if possible tonight or tomorrow evening. Tomorrow I have to have a meeting. I will what do you call, collect some of the leadership assessment. I will try my best maybe tonight. If not, tomorrow evening or night, I will share in the WhatsApp group, which you can do self-assessment, leadership self-assessment. If you want to use that for your assignment, also possible. But I don't want you to describe detail, but you know yourself when you do your self-assessment, what type of leader that you are and all that. So if I'm the leader, how would I manage differently? He has written lessons and conclusion. Executive summary. He started by general description of leadership. So he used the quote from Warren Bennis. Okay, then his introduction. He quotes James McGregor Burns' concept of transformational leadership. Overview of leadership theories and focus he has written here. What are the theories? He has given great man theory. What are the G's of the great man theory? Then the trait theory, behavioral theory, contingency theory, charismatic leadership theory. Charismatic leadership theory is not only Max Weber, there are other contributors. All these have many other contributors apart from the name that has been given. Transformational leadership. So these are all the description of the leadership theory. Now, background description of the leader situation. He has taken an organization called Affin Bank. Anyone from Affin Bank? No, right? I know you are from, some of you are from banking industry. How many from banking industry again? There are about, George also from banking industry, right? George, some more, we have.
Me, sir. No,
No,
Lisa.
90s only.
Okay. All right, banking industry. Nurliza from banking industry. Some from banking industry. Okay. So he has selected from a bank. Background of the Affin Bank. Background of the bank. After given a background of the bank, he has selected the leader from the bank. Which bank you are from, Nurliza?
City, sir.
Citibank. Okay.
Actually,
So
sir, I'm thinking like I want to take Jane Fraser, which is CEO Citibank. Is it can?
Okay, can. Yes, you can.
Thank you, sir.
So he has taken a leader that he worked with. He categorized as a great leader. He has taken name of the leader he mentioned here, Zulkarnain Qasim. Okay, COO. Description of the leader. So you have taken the leader, transformational leader. He looked into various traits of the leader. The leader has very clear goals. See, in a leadership, performance management, one of the fundamental importance of performance management is to provide clear goals and expectations for the people. That's a leader. Otherwise, people will be in dark, do not know what to do. Even for this assignment, I have to give you clear goals, clear expectation. Otherwise, you will be blurred. The term they use, blur. you won't be clear. Even after given the goals, you are always encouraged to ask. So these are all the traits he identified: role model, good listener, problem solution provider, customized coaching, high standard, inspiring people. He's able to switch the emotion, recognizing people, motivating, encourager. Okay, he challenged the norm at times. So the situation. So he was giving information about transformation in the Affin Bank. These are description, context of the Affin Bank. He said 80% of the population, aging leaders who look for retirement and resistance to change. These are all description of the organization. And then the transformational leadership characteristics. And then here he tries to look into from his literature, theory, concepts, applying to the leader. For example, he used from this book, from his search, leadership, a communication perspective on the characteristics of a transformational leader. In fact, characteristics of a transformational leaders, there are many. According to Tichy and Dewana, Newell, Tichy and Dewana, TICHY and DEVANA, transformational leadership, you can find, they identify seven characteristics of a transformational leaders. Of course, visionary is one, lifelong learner, many characteristics, change agent, able to change the organization, many characteristics of a transformational leader. Tichy and Dewana, there are many books again. As I said, I will not be providing e-books, whatever you can find, you search under transformational leadership, a lot of resources are available. A lot of resources. At the DBA level, I don't want to specify, only go into read this book, this article. When I do that, I will limit your, what do you call, information. Today, those days, many, okay, when I started in my university, late 1989, I was in university. Okay, my background is economics. I graduated from UKM, National University of Malaysia, in the year 1993. Masters, I did University of Portsmouth, Masters in Human Resource Management. And then I did my doctorate, DBA from Philippines. So I graduated many years. During the time, even my masters, in my undergraduate masters, there's no internet was, when I did my masters at the later stages, then internet came. Internet, we all started to use internet 1997, 1998, around that. Before that, we have to go to library to check. I'm sure many of you, if you are familiar, those days we have to go to the library, no choice. But now resources are there, plenty of resources for you to get information. Okay, he quotes from here. And then the transformational qualities, leadership qualities of the leader. All these leadership qualities, he applies the transformational leadership theory. Okay, all this he puts in with a source. The 4 components of transformational leadership he explained within the context of the leader. Because the leader, you have to apply it within the context of the leader. Okay, how the leader, CEO, inspires, provide clear vision and all that. Intellectual stimulation, steering committee and all that. The influence, idealized influence, individualized consideration. Then moving on with the style, behavior, attitude, power, influence of the leader. So these are how the student in the past have described. Okay, these are the, okay, let me go down. Strategies used in changing people or organizational culture. Role of a COO, leader as a change agent. This is a theory on change management by Kurt Lewin. Before you change, you need to do just like ice cubes from the freezer. If you want to change the water, you can't take it out and then force breaking it. You have to leave it for a while to unfreeze. And then you change the water and then you put back into the freezer to refreeze it. The same way, change management also takes place in the organization. You can't force any change. You need to educate people, unfreezing stage. You need to communicate with people. So this model is by Kurt Lewin, 3-step process in managing change. He used it in the context of the leader. Leader as a change agent, the Kurt Lewin 3-step model. This is on the change. Unfreeze stage, what do you do? Changing stage, what do you do? And then what happens after that? Factors that contribute to the leader's effectiveness. In fact, he used these slides also, he puts inside there to make it better in terms of presentation. Number of words within the scope, within the number of words. If I'm the leader, how would I manage differently? And then the lesson. Okay, lessons that he can learn. Lessons from this and a conclusion. And of course, references. This is one of the assignment by the students, on how he did this assignment. He completed the assignment. Okay, let me stop share. I will show his presentation slide. This is his presentation slide. Andre, you see, Nelson Mandela is very popular. Nelson Mandela is here. Are you here?
Yeah, it makes my life
Andre?
easier, right?
Yes. Let me enlarge here. Okay. This is his presentation. See, presentation number of slides not necessarily have to be 20 or over. Even 10, you can be able to explain well. Okay, it's good enough. So the overview. So he started with the concept of boss, leader, okay, and then definitions of various definitions of leadership. You don't have to go detail about definition. We all know definition, various definition. Just go into it. The definitions of leadership, theories overview as given in the report itself. Transactional and transformational leadership, the distinction that are drawn between these two. Then he moved into the bank, Malaysian banking industry. Then the leader that he has selected, description of the leader. Okay, I'm not able to get this not set clear. Okay. The characteristics relating to the leader. You don't just describe the characteristics of the transformational leader from theory. You need to describe the characteristics of the transformational leadership that is there in a theory within the context of the leader. You need to apply it to the leader. the 4I dimension of transformational leaders. The 4I dimension within the context of a transformational leader. Application. Okay, that's it. That's his. That was his presentation. Okay, let me focus again to the assignment question. Okay, anybody who wants to ask any questions related to the assignment and presentation or report and presentation, feel free. You all have this, right? Now, all of you need to download. If you have not downloaded, it is in the LMS FlexLearn. If not, maybe later or tonight, I will share it in the WhatsApp group. I have shown you, I have given you the guide, and I have also shown you a sample of a report, and the same report of that student that he has presented. Okay, anyone?
Sorry,
Yes,
sir.
Josh.
Yes. Besides, I think Lau Pepe also raised his hand. But anyway, I just want to ask, have ever Dr. see that any student have submitted to the same leader one? You know, they say that there's two students talk about the founder of Genting Group, example.
So far, no. So far, no. Usually in a class, some of them, they will ask me who are the leaders, who ones they want to do. I say, okay, mostly they will check with me first before they select the leader. In case if I find that the same leader, I will suggest get someone else. I usually suggest the leader from their own organization or industry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, anyone? We have Andre and Pepe. Who wants to go first? Okay.
I just have two questions. Quick one. How many reference we need? And maybe you want to answer that first.
Okay, the references, I don't put any limitations. There is no limitations I put in terms of references, because you at the DBA, where, okay, why references are important whenever you quote sources that are not, when you write and you quote from sources outside, not from yours, but it is important to properly reference the theories that you use, theories that you explain, okay? And most importantly, if you are able to get the references, try to provide recent references, maybe the last 5 years, instead of giving references from 20th century, because I would encourage, studies in leadership is a growing field. Leadership studies is growing. So try to cite more recent references. Like if you are writing about what you call 2,500, at least like 15 would be okay. At least, these are at least, okay, at least 15 references from journal or even books, ebooks or even journals. That would be good. Definitely you will cite a lot. Another important thing is that in your DBA, there is a requirement that you need to use Turnitin. Okay, Turnitin to check the similarity index. But for this course, I will not require you to use Turnitin, because I do have other courses that I require them to use Turnitin, especially when they go to their level 2, that is management consultancy, and when they do their dissertation. But that doesn't give you freedom to just copy here, copy there. No, I will know. Usually for assessors, when we read, we will know whether they have copied or not, because from when we read, we know the way it is structured. People who copy and paste, I know that the structure completely. I can check if I want to check. If I am doubtful, I will check. But it is good that you do it. You do your own work. Only when I'm in doubt, I will use Turnitin. Otherwise, I don't require or request. It is mandatory for you to use the Turnitin and submit the Turnitin report for this particular course.
Doctor,
yes, Andre.
Sorry, Andre,
Yep.
one more question only. Is it okay for me to write about my previous leader about 10 years ago? Because I know her very well.
Yes, can.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Andre?
Okay, thanks. Just a follow-up question on the referencing. Is there any particular referencing style that we need to use?
Okay, for WOU, we use APA, American Psychological Association, APA referencing.
Okay.
Now, I will not be teaching you APA and all. You can check how APA references is done. Or in case, let's say if any of you need assistance who are not very clear about how to do APA referencing, you can just get in touch with the staff at the library. Library will be able to assist you. In fact, you can easily search. There are many different referencing, Harvard referencing, Michigan, APA, many. When we do like law, for example, papers, when we submit papers, we do footnote system. That's a completely different. But yours, WOU use APA.
Okay. All right. Then my actual question was just on the sequence of our assignment. Basically, the presentation comes first.
Yes,
right?
The presentation comes
And
first.
then the written...
And after the presentation, you submit your submission. Officially, it is 19th of February. Right. But you can submit maybe by another 2 days. I can give additional 2 days is fine, by 21st, because I will only mark maybe after 21st. Even I will be away 19, 20, 21st, 23rd only I will be back, but I will definitely be able to complete marking, because even though I'm away, I will still be able to mark, because I will have time there to mark.
Okay, but our written assignment is basically based on our presentation, right?
Yes, presentation is the same. Just like how you have seen the sample that I have shown, it's going to be based on the presentation is going to be based on your written report. And what you present is that one that you are going to put it in your report. Okay, actually, this first module is not a tough module. It is a module on leadership for you to assess leadership, to learn about leadership, and then what do you call, for more of your own transformational leadership development.
Right.
Module 1.
Okay, thanks.
Module 1 for many of you, but some of you it is module 3. Any of you this is a final module in stage 1? No, right? Okay, all are okay. Because for DBA usually your enrollment every term, because you won't know. Some of you started earlier. Okay, like PayPay started earlier. I think started with corporate governance, but majority of you just started. I think about because we didn't have intake before the MQA. I think last November we didn't had intake. I think intake we didn't take any students. This is November. Now we are taking the students this term. Okay. Anybody else with questions? Mark, are you okay? Mark, Wikit, Kawe, all okay?
Doctor?
Yes.
An invasion of privacy if we mention names?
No. In this case, we are looking into positive traits of, unless you have taken any confidential things, because many of the things in leader, but let's say if you know a leader, okay, if you know a particular leader and you want to write an assignment based on a leader, it will be good if you can talk to the leader, check with the leader. That will also be good, because we are not writing something that is completely illegal or
Bad
it's
or
all the positive things that you look into, and a review of a leader. Anybody can review anyone, but it will not, what do you call, as far as for academic purpose, not likely that the other party is going to take any, but it will be good if you can let the leader know.
Yeah.
If you know the leader, you can let the leader know. There are many leaders like earlier, Lingam want to write about Lee Kuan Yew. Okay, I said, fine, but you have to look at yourself, whether are you going to apply in you. But Lee Kuan Yew, many people have written many things. There are many things written about the leader. Any leader they have, there was one in the past, he did, Tony Fernandez also they did. Okay, I said, if you are able to apply, okay, many people have, many leaders they have done, many leaders, not only within Malaysia, some even have taken leaders outside Malaysia, possible, business leaders outside Malaysia, possible. But the end of the day, what you are going to learn from that?
So basically, we write more on the strengths of the leader.
Strengths of the leader,
but not the weaknesses.
weaknesses. But there is one part when you look into how you can do it better. Maybe another way you can look into it. It all depends on the way that you are going to write about it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Dr.
Yes.
Bala, I have put my question in the chat box.
Okay.
Just now.
Okay. I have Nurliza. I want to ask question.
Dr. Bala, I just want to check with you one thing. So we have around 10 leadership, which we discussed before lunch, right? So from that 10 leadership theories, right? So how many minimum we need to include in our report?
Okay, leadership theory, you don't have to take all 10. You take whatever that is relevant. You can, if you look into the student, he takes only transformational leadership theory and a bit on trait theory. He uses mainly 2. One is trait theory, transformational leadership theory. Or you can take behavioral theory also, you can take behavioral theory. That is also possible to look into behavioral theory. Let me check if I have another sample. Okay, I have another sample. Okay. Okay, you don't have to just take, you don't have to take all the theories. Even the 10 theories, it's not just 10 theories. There are more than 10 theories.
Okay.
It's not limited to just 10 theories. Many theories, many emerging theories are there in leadership. Okay, now before I go show you the samples, let me see from mock. Okay, all right. Oh, Mark asked very long ago, 2:30. I didn't see this. Okay, 2:30. Okay, or just most recent. Okay, I'm the CEO of my company since founding, so I can choose any department head or head as a leader of. Okay, if you are the CEO, okay, you have people in your board of directors who have a real influence on you. Do you have any? Do you have any people in the board of directors, senior board members, whom you report to, who has a great influence in shaping your leadership behavior?
I don't have someone I report to, but I do have core partners with me.
Okay, you consider them as someone who transformative, or when you were growing as a leader, there must be someone who had been your mentor to grow you as a leader in the past, God or not? Any mentor, anyone who guided you, who planned your succession to become a leader, or anyone who have some way or another provided you with the learning opportunity to grow as a leader, to learn to be a leader, great leader?
Okay, yes, here and there. So I will need to see whether I have enough information to write about them.
Yeah, okay, you select that particular person. Or another option is that in your industry, past or present, any great leader who have emerged, who have done major, who have created major impact or transformation to your industry, also possible.
Okay.
Okay, let me
Thank you.
share another one sample. Okay, I'm moving straight to the content. Okay, are you able to see? Okay. Okay, again, executive summary description. Here is taken study of a leader. He uses here Blake and Mountain managerial grid and also behavioral leadership and transformational leadership theory. Okay, his description, introduction, organization is there. So he has selected a leader. There is a leader he has selected. He gave a literature review, literature on what is transactional leadership, transformational leadership, distinction between transactional leadership and transformational leadership. These are the theory. And then here he uses Hersey and Blanchard situational leadership model. Later I can tell you the style, different styles of leadership. Directive style, coaching style, supporting style, delegating style. There are also instruments for you to test where you are. Just like Blake, this is Blake and Mountain managerial grids. This instrument on Blake and Mountain managerial grid I can share with you for you to test yourself. Where do you fit into? Are you a team leader? Like in this case, the leader that he has selected, he said he is more in this area. That means a leader who has a high concern for tasks and high concern for people. See, the vertical axis shows concern for people, 1 to 9, the scale. Horizontal axis shows concern for tasks, 1 to 9. 9 is the best. 1 is the worst. Worst means very low concern for tasks, very low concern for people. This is one of the theory. Blake and Mountain grids he uses, and then background of the organization, background, and then he talks about the leadership. So all which is almost similar like what the earlier student has written. Strategies used to change follower behavior, why he's considered to be effective. If he is in that position, what he will do. So I just randomly, okay, and then learning and conclusion. Okay. So like what Nurlida have mentioned, theories, up to you, number of theories. But you don't have to write all the theories. Not necessarily to write all the theories. All 10, actually, as I said, more than 10. Just apply some theory that can be relevant, apply, that will do. Okay, anyone else who wants to, who have any questions? Okay, we will go for another tea break later. Maybe I will give you around 15 minutes. But before we go for a tea break, anybody else with questions?
Yes, Dr. Bala.
Yes.
I have a question here. From the examples that you have shown, especially in the first one, they did write a lot about the background of the company. I plan to write something of my organization. The problem is that this is a Japanese company, and I do have a bit of obligations not to mention names. Is it possible?
name of the leader or name of the anything?
Organization.
Okay.
The name of the leader, I don't really mind writing it out, but the organization name, I have to sort of conceal it.
Okay, then in a note section, somewhere in the report, in a note, you have to write a note, okay, for the purpose of this assignment, okay. You have to say that it is the name of the organization is not disclosed. You are not disclosing, but of course, the name of the leader is a correct leader, right leader. Okay, the leader, the organization, you can write that, that's fine.
Okay, all right, sure, thanks.
But make sure put a note in that. There is a note should be there. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone else? Who has any questions anymore? Yes, Josh.
Doctor, if you see like that, actually, just last time I have discussed one of my friends. He's a consultant. I know he's a KPI consultant. Actually, like he said that Malaysia, there can be many companies that are making profit. They are businessmen, but to him that some of these are not leader. I name a few person to him. Then he say that this is not the leader. They're just businessmen. So have you ever come across this situation that, or
okay,
we acknowledge our Malaysia is, I don't know, to me, even I'm in these three sector, property, construction, and manufacturing. Okay, more on property and construction, I would say there's very limited maybe just handful of these transformational leaders only.
Okay, we will come into that in depth later. After break, I will discuss about the distinction that you draw between a leader, even a manager. Then you have various types of leaders. Different types of leaders are there. Sometimes they don't fit into transformational leader or even leader as per the literature, but they are successful because the industry they are in is a growing industry. There is always market that are available. The people are no. So there are many other factors that influence effectiveness of the organization. It is not just leadership, but of course, if you do from the research finding, in general, leadership plays a critical role. But always there are other factors that also contributes to the leadership.
Because example, okay, before code, then maybe you can after break, you can say this, example that, everybody knows. So the founder of EcoWorld, he also is, the so-called, if I'm not mistaken, also the co-founder of SV Setia. But of course that this particular, my friends, also my KPI consultants, which I know him more about 7 to 8 years. Of course, those days, his KPI software was implemented in SV Setia, Yes, of course, now is maybe they opt for other software, but basically that this is the distinction or argument. Yes.
Okay, good, good. All right. Anybody else? Anybody? Okay. Okay. If no question, we will go for a break. We take about around 15 or 20 minutes is okay. You can come back by let's say 3:40 or 3:45. I think 3:45. Okay, 3:45 also fine. Take a tea break. We'll meet again at 3:45. Okay, welcome back. Okay, we have another 1 hour plus, where we will be looking into some of the content, the theories related to leadership, and also maybe if we have time, we will also be looking into the change area, change management. Okay, now there were questions. Let's say if you don't want to do your own organization or leader due to some agreement that you cannot disclose anything of a leader, you don't want to do, you can always select other examples of leaders that you have come across. Even like in a case like Lingam earlier wanted to do on Lee Kuan Yew. Okay, it's possible, but the only thing is that you will not be looking into from the perspective unless the leader is a business leader, maybe fine, business leader or even a leader from a similar industry or similar organization, then you can easily relate to you. But if the leader is, let's say, completely different industry, organizations that are not related to you, not even in the, not within, the best is that not within the industry, or from politics or non-profit organization, you can do, okay, there's nothing wrong, because as per the requirement of the assignment, yes, you can do, but you will not be able to relate completely. Okay, someone need to mute. Let me mute this. Let me check. Okay, all have muted. Okay, fine. All right, thank you. So the selection of the leader or the organization is entirely on you. You need to decide. But let me know if you let me know the choice of your leader and organization. You can always send a message to me. I can just say okay, or if you want to, if you need it, maybe you can try to look for some other leaders. Okay, we have completed the assignment, course assignment, and the expectations. In transformational leadership, okay, this part is also relates to your assignment to some extent, especially the last two components. The last two components, where you are going to look into the application from your side as you as a leader. So in a leadership, it's important for any leader to reflect on their leadership journey. I remember I mentioned to you, leadership is a journey. It is not just a position, and it is not a destination. Many people have a view or perception that leadership is a position. A leader with a position is only a leader with legitimate power or power with some authority. Of course, authority is important. Authority or power is important, but power is not just based on authority or legitimate power. Power can be on many things. Power can be based on expertise. Power can be based on the charisma, personality. The power can be based on the ability to reward, to punish. There are many types of power, 5 different types of power. There are books written by Robin Sharma. If you do a search on leadership literature, a leader without title. A leadership or leader without title. So in the field of leadership, when you do a reflection, okay, some of the reflection, critical reflection that you need to make as a leader, when you want to grow as a leader, transformational leader, first, where am I now? Or what is my current leadership role? What is my current role? This year is 2023. And where do I want to go from here? Transformation. Where do I want to go? Okay, if you think that 5 years from now, 2028 is too near, you can even look into 10 years from now. 2033 or 2028 or 2023, 5 to 10 years from now, where do you want to go? And then since you are doing your DBA, Doctor of Business Administration, you need to set the goal for yourself. You have enrolled in your first course. Okay, by end of this year, you have to complete all the 6 modules. Once you have completed all your 6 modules, by mid of next year, you need to start your dissertation. And then once you start your dissertation, mid of next year means that is 2024, July 2024, you should start your dissertation. And then July 24, you start your dissertation. You should be able to complete your DBA by 2026. After you complete your dissertation by 2026, where you want to, what you want to do? So you need to have strategic thinking, strategic direction, or transformation, whether you are looking into for yourself, for your career, for your organization. So where am I now? Very important question for every leader. Where am I now? Where am I going? Where am I going? Where? Why are you going there? When you say where, it relates to your vision. And then when you say why, it relates to your mission. Stephen Covey, in his book, he wrote about personal mission statement. There is something called personal mission statement. Late Stephen Covey have written a lot on the habits of effective people, 7 habits of effective people. So one of the things he mentioned is a personal mission statement. Leaders must have their personal mission statement. This is, although it's not going to be assessed in depth in your course, but as a leader, you need to chart your destiny, your direction. Just think about 5 years from now, what are you going to do? Where are you going to be? Or if 5 years is too near, 10 years from now. Number 3, how am I going to transform myself? Not only you transform yourself, you transform other people. So in the process of transformation of yourself, okay, in the process of going to where you want to go, your vision, your mission, what are the obstacles that you need to overcome? How are you going to overcome? What are the obstacles? Identify obstacles. What are the obstacles? Like even for your DBA, for you to successfully complete your DBA, what are possible obstacles that you might face? Within your organization, within your family, within the society. Maybe you need to look into all that possible obstacles you need to foresee. And then the other one, 4th one is that what type of competency, okay, knowledge, skills, attitude, all resources that you need to require, that you need to acquire, require to transform, and require to transform. So these are reflection. Usually, if you do face-to-face, if you have a longer time in a training or what, longer time, you need to do this exercise. You need to think about it. You need to something like creating for a leader. It is imperative that you need to have a clear direction about yourself. So I mentioned earlier I mentioned about leaders and managers, how they are different. Are they the same? Are they different? What way they are different? In what way they are the same? And when you look into the literature on leadership related literature, leadership and management, you can find many distinctions that has been drawn between a leader and manager. Who are leaders? Who are managers? Of course, this time I'm not going to go in that, but you need to know there are many similarities between a leader and manager, but there are also many differences. Some literature will give you about 20 over distinction that you can draw between leadership and management. Warren Bennis and also Drucker. Warren Bennis mentioned leadership is about efficiency, management is about effectiveness. Sorry, Warren Bennis mentioned leadership is about effectiveness, management is about efficiency. What is the difference between efficiency and effectiveness is given here by Peter Drucker. When you go into management literature, Peter Drucker have written extensively. You all know Peter Drucker. Extensively, he has written about management and leadership. So Peter Drucker mentioned management is doing things right, whereas leadership is doing the right things. Doing the right things means effective. Doing things right means efficient. When you do the search on efficiency and effectiveness, you can get ample findings. What is the distinction that you draw between two? The late Steve Jobs, late Peter Drucker, also no more. Steve Jobs also no more. Late Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs left in the year 2012. He mentioned that management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do, while leadership is inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. Peter Drucker and the other one is Steve Jobs. Before we go into CCL, Center for Creative Leadership and all that, you need to understand that Steve Jobs have demonstrated or exhibited great leadership, how he transformed. If you do some study about him, you know about his leadership skills, leadership ability, his leadership transformation. So I'm sure if you do some search, not Peter Drucker, yes, he has written a lot about leadership. Steve Jobs, you might have come across. Definitely those of you who are using Apple will know Steve Jobs. Okay, just a moment, I will share something from what Steve Jobs have mentioned about people management. Just give me a minute. Okay, I found a short video on Steve Jobs on managing people. Okay, Steve Jobs, late Steve Jobs.
Keys to Apple is one of the keys to Apple is Apple's an incredibly collaborative company. And so, you know how many committees we have at Apple?
No.
0. We have no committees.
No committees.
We are organized like a startup. One person's in charge of iPhone OS software. One person's in charge of Mac hardware. One person's in charge of iPhone hardware engineering. Another person's in charge of worldwide marketing. Another person's in charge of operations. We're organized like a startup. We're the biggest startup on the planet. And we all meet for 3 hours once a week, and we talk about everything we're doing, the whole business. And there's tremendous teamwork at the top of the company, which filters down to tremendous teamwork throughout the company. And teamwork is dependent on trusting the other folks to come through with their part without watching them all the time, but trusting that they're going to come through with their parts. And that's what we do really well. And we're great at figuring out how to divide things up into these great teams that we have and all work on the same thing, touch bases frequently, and bring it all together into a product. We do that really well. And so what I do all day is meet with teams of people and work on ideas and solve problems to make new products, to make new marketing programs, whatever it is.
And are people willing to tell you you're wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, other than snarky journalists. I mean, people that work for you.
Oh, yeah. No, we have wonderful arguments.
And do you win them all? Or?
Oh, no, I wish I did. No, see, you can't. If you want to hire great people and have them stay working for you, you have to let them make a lot of decisions, and you have to be run by ideas, not hierarchy. The best ideas have to win.
So,
otherwise, good people don't stay.
But you must be more than a facilitator who runs meetings. You obviously contribute your own ideas.
I contribute ideas, sure. Well, why would I be there if I didn't?
Okay, if you take a note of what he mentioned that, okay, you look at you can't compare. In most of our organization, whether you take in Asia, Malaysia, some of the management style might be different. So if you do a comparison of a leadership style, here he says he is willing to be criticized. He is willing to be said he's wrong, he was wrong, or he's wrong. Will the same applicable here? Look at your organization. Can you criticize your superior? Or let's say you as a superior, will you accept if someone criticizes you, some of your staff criticize you, or say that you are wrong? That is not the way to do. We should be doing it the other way. What do you think? Whether you agree that people can criticize, what again, back to your culture. Now I can tell you, people will tell differently based on their organization. What do you think? Can your staff tell you that you are wrong? The way that you are doing is wrong.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Anybody else? Or
Yes.
can you tell your superior that you are wrong? If you have that culture where because the focus is on tasks, not on personality, not on egos. Because at times we can learn even from subordinates. But there are times there are organizations, when you look into even in politics, or not necessarily politics, even in a business organizations, a boss is always right. Rule number one, boss is always right. Okay, of course, you can even say customer is right, but boss is always right. There is no other thing. Rule number two refer to rule number one. Boss is always right. Okay, so again, what Steve Jobs mentions here, very, very crucial for us to understand. If you want to hire great people, you need to let them make decisions. They cannot be controlled, and you cannot tell them what to do. You need to let them tell us what to do.
Do you win them all? Or?
Oh, no, I wish I did. No, see, you can't. If you want to hire great people and have them stay working for you, you have to let them make a lot of decisions, and you have to be run by ideas, not hierarchy. The best ideas have to win.
So,
otherwise, good people don't stay.
But you must be more than a facilitator who runs meetings. You obviously contribute your own ideas.
I contribute ideas, sure. Well, why would I be there if I didn't?
Okay, all right. I see there is some message here. Okay, from Ealing. Talking to the boss, direct supervisor is an art of communication. Okay. In a field of management, there is also literature, not only literature. This is actually an art, not a science. Management you can consider both science and art. Leadership we can consider more like an art. So how do we manage upwards, downwards, managing your boss, okay, managing your superior? It's an art, but of course, for anyone to manage his superior or to communicate with his superior or to the subordinate, best is always a superior, looking into the superior. It's important. You need to know the strengths, weaknesses, likes, dislikes, many things. You must have studied the superior well before you start to communicate. Okay, someone want to ask question just now. Is it Ealing? Is that you?
It's me, Pepe.
Oh, Pepe. Oh, sorry, Pepe. Okay, yes, Pepe.
Not ask question, but just a comment.
Okay.
Basically, from my experience, there are two types of leaders. One is they know how to solve the problem. The other type is they literally don't know how to solve the problem. So usually the one that who don't know how to solve the problem, usually they will create some funny idea. And that's where the question of can we comment back to them? And it comes back to them if they are a person who are open to ideas and also usually are down to earth or hands-on, they will accept the criticism. But if someone who are not hands-off, that's where the challenge is. Also depend on the culture. That's my experience, because I do disagree with my boss some of the time, right? Because their ideas are just not practical, because they're not hands-off, right? They're not hands-on on some of the technical issue. So they can give some very crazy idea, which is not possible, right? Then we can agree to disagree. But again, as you say, they will have to make some hardcore decision at the end of the day. We do have to respect them as a leader at some time. If it's mistake at the end, we respect that they take that opportunity. That's what I can say.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Pepe. Okay, let us continue our discussion, managers and leaders. Leadership. Okay, according to Center for Creative Leadership, if you do a search, you can find information about CCL. CCL mentions that worldwide, many organizations are facing leadership crisis. You know, leadership crisis. Okay, what do we mean by leadership crisis? According to CCL, leadership crisis is lack of competent leaders. Many organizations, they have many managers, but very few leaders. Earlier, you learned about difference between management and leadership. So CCL says we have shortage of leaders, but we have abundance of managers. So the leadership gap exists. So what the leadership gap? Not only lack of leaders with more managers, but also the increasing gap between what people expect from a leader and what the leader delivers. Each and every individual will have different set of expectations towards a leader, but are the leader able to meet the expectations or not? So leadership gap actually is growing. It's growing not only organizational context, but also in politics. What do people expect from political leader and what the leader actually delivers? Huge gap. So CCL also mentioned for every career, whichever industry that you are going to be in, core leadership skills, they have actually classified under the 4. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is part of emotional intelligence. Awareness of the self. Actually, we can go deeper into exploring self here. Then communication skills, influencing skills, and then learning agility. These are 4 fundamental skills by CCL. So when we say self-awareness, self-awareness is one of the important components of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the core competencies that are required by every leader. So you have self-awareness, is knowing yourself. If you do not know yourself, how are you going to know other people? You must have a mastery of yourself. This is a topic we will go deeper, but it's not possible here. I go very deep, but just to let you know, self-exploration, knowing yourself will help you to become a better manager of yourself before you manage other people, before you lead other people. Self-awareness helps you to become a better self-manager who can manage your anger, manage your stress, your time, all the controls. Then you have Awareness of other people, that is social awareness, who your subordinate, your superior, your peers, your family member. You need to know each and every one of them, their strengths, their weaknesses. That will help you to improve your relationship management, that is a social skills. So the literature on emotional intelligence, a lot of work on emotional intelligence was developed by Daniel Coleman. Okay, if I have time later on, I can show the video. There are many on emotional intelligence. Self-management involves a lot. How we communicate, when we communicate, what do we need to communicate. So before we in a leadership, in a management, communication is essential. 70% of organizational related issues or problem is due to communication. Even conflict can be due to poor communication. So nowadays we communicate not just verbally, but a lot of written communication, non-verbal, a lot of non-verbal communication that we use. So the thing is that it is not just you need to connect your tongue to the brain, but also you need to connect your fingers to the brain. When you type and you want to share information, a lot of people gets into problem by sharing or typing wrongly, or when they type, when they want to send emails, when they are emotionally disturbed, when they were in anger, when they are angry, when they are depressed, frustrated, and then later on they regret, they end up in a trouble, they get into trouble. If you people in a field of labor law, industrial law, you can find many cases where recently we find that cases gone to court, industrial court last few years, due to posting in a social media without thinking, that the posting was considered to be fake information, and then it actually tarnished the image of the company. When you see in HR, misconduct, when you say misconduct, not necessarily the misconduct have to be within the company. Any action of the employee outside working hours, outside the organization, if it tarnishes the image of the company, yes, the company can take action. So there are a few cases, people actually wrote about the company, social media, and then company took action, dismissed, and the dismissal was upheld by the industrial courts. Those in a field of employment law, if you are familiar, you can look into one of the case, industrial court case, 2020 or 2018, Roslan Ayub versus Park Royal. And then there is also another case, Hafizul versus Malaysian Airlines. These are all posting in a social media that resulted the employee being dismissed. But it's not only about employee, even a leader must be very careful in their communication to the people, to the employee. Okay, so leadership, you looked at some theories earlier. Again, to recap, great man theory, emotional intelligence is important. Again, for every leader, emotional intelligence is important. When you are looking into the trait theory, some of the traits that are commonly identified: visionary, people skills, good communicator, many traits that makes great leaders. You can, for a few moments, you can just think based on your experience, what are the characteristics of the best leaders or worst leaders that you have come across? Definitely you can come across. That definitely would have come across both. You can think of. Maybe 1 minute, anybody want to share? Or let me share a short video. Ineffective leaders. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I will share with you. Okay, someone is okay. All right. Okay. These are characteristics, not characteristics. We can look into 7 habits of highly ineffective leaders. We all learn about effective leaders, many habits of effective leaders, but there are ineffective leaders that you can look at. This is a short video, about 6 minutes, that will show you what are the traits of a leader that are effective that you should not emulate. Okay, that should not be in. Okay, just it will take you about 6 minutes.
So, what are we discussing today?
Boss, we are supposed to talk about our company's vision and business planning for the next financial year.
Yes. Any ideas? Any ideas?
Boss, I thought you were supposed to guide us along on this.
Of course I'll guide you. Haven't I been guiding you all along, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Right? Let me check my notes first, huh?
Boss, can we suggest upgrading all our customer records and files to a computer-based system?
What do you mean to upgrade? The system still works, right?
But boss, the new system is more efficient. The current system is very messy and it's very slow.
Nonsense! If it's still working, what do you need to upgrade? No need. Go. Hello? Yes? Huh? Boss? Huh? File the key clients? Okay, I'll find.
Yes, thank you so much. Alright, you have a good day. Goodbye.
Hey, Sean. This Cathy, not very good. Very lazy. Always late. Right now.
I'm not sure, like, boss.
Don't worry. You can trust me. Correct or not?
Oh, okay. I guess she's a bit slack.
See? I'm right. Keep up the good work. Hey, Cathy. This Sean has been saying bad things about you, you know.
Huh? What did he say?
He say you very slack. But cannot be there. You're very hardworking, what? Maybe you should talk to him about it.
Okay, boss, I'll talk to him.
Don't say I say.
Okay. Sean, what have you been telling everyone else here?
I didn't tell anybody anything.
You didn't tell them anything. You told them that I am very slack.
Hey, I didn't say anything, okay?
You did it.
I didn't do anything.
Admit it.
There's nothing to admit.
Good morning. Actually, I'm wondering if I can go for the advanced spreadsheet course.
Course? No need lah. Come, let me teach you. This one how to on? Alright, Cathy. Where is the budget report for this project?
Boss, I don't know how to do this forecasting on a spreadsheet.
Don't know how to do? Why didn't you go for the advanced spreadsheet course?
You wanted to see me, boss?
Sean, I'm very disappointed with you. I really don't know what you're doing every day.
But, boss, I've had the highest sales for the past 3 months. I've been employee of the month for 5
I don't care about these things. Business is all about numbers. Today, I sent over 100 emails. And I made over 200 business calls, you know. Hey bro, you go behind. I got lobang for you. Where you go, belanja me? Long time no see, huh? Hello, darling. So you see, you better back up, Sean.
Okay, boss. I'll work harder next time.
Very good. Now, don't disturb me. I got things to do.
Boss, I need your signatures on these expense reports.
I'm very busy now, you know not? Later.
Boss? Everyone is waiting for you in a conference room already.
Yeah, wait lah. I need to do this first.
Okay.
Boss, I need you to.
I'm busy now, you know not? Go, later.
Wow, he seems to be really busy now.
Yeah, I think we better talk to him later.
Wow, he seems to be really busy now.
Yeah, I think we better talk to him later.
Okay, all right. Those are habits of ineffective leaders. Okay, let us continue a bit more. In a leadership, there's another important concept that you need to be clear with: psychological contract. Okay, what psychological contract is based on expectation, meeting the expectations. Usually, when you take a leadership role, it's important for you to understand the expectation that people will have towards you. Okay, people's expectations towards you. When I say people's expectation, it can even be expectations of your subordinates. Also, you have to look at the expectations of the organization, the organizational expectations, the people's expectation. There are a lot of expectations. All these expectations are not being put in written form. The contract of employment is written. Employment contract is expressed as well as implied. Express means written. But there are many things in the employment are not written. It's based on expectation. We call this the psychological contract. So it's important that before you take a leadership role, a leader, you need to understand the other party. Wrong understanding of another party can be a disaster. Like one case of a Coca-Cola salesman who was sent to sell Coca-Cola in Saudi Arabia. When his friend asked him, why weren't you successful in Saudi? He said when he was posted, he was very excited, but he didn't know how to speak Arabic. So he decided to convey the message through posters, 3 posters. First poster, man lying down, exhausted. And then poster number 2, he drinks Coca-Cola. After drinking Coca-Cola, he got energized and he started to run. And he pasted the poster all over the place. The friend says, terrific, that should have worked. But the salesman said, it didn't work at all. Why? Because no one told me that they read from right to left, not left to right. So their way of understanding is that someone who is energized, who can run, who's able to run after drinking Coca-Cola collapse. Why? Because you did not understand the other party. Understanding the other party, the expectations is very, very crucial in leadership. This is what we call the psychological contract. A lot of research even we can find in the field of psychological contract in leadership is there. So leadership traits, there are many traits. These are all some of the traits. When you do like instruments like MBTI, Myers Big Test indicators on the personality, you can find many. Intelligence, self-confidence, determination, okay, honesty, integrity, sociability, extroversion compared to introversion, locus of control, internal, not external, problem solving, and many more. Actually, in this list you want to add, you can add. The trait, positive trait is not only limited to this. And then you also have some of the traits that are leaders, not leaders. Like the case of what we seen in the video, incompetency. Incompetent shouldn't be. Anyone who is incompetent cannot be taken as a leader. Technically, incompetent in human-related skills, no way you can have to promote, you take them as a leader. Sometimes it happens, it's a disaster. Why at times organization cannot grow? Stagnant because leaders are incompetent. Leaders who are very rigid, discriminative, abusive, corrupt, cohesive, evil, self-centered, you can name it. We should not fall under those categories. None of you should fall under those categories. Okay, I mentioned the name Kurt Lewin. Studies by Kurt Lewin is one of the behavioral theory. One of the earlier behavioral theory is Kurt Lewin on 3 different leadership styles. Autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire. Very simple to understand. Autocratic leader makes all the decision and requests or demands or directs the follower to follow. Follow me. Don't argue. Democratic, the leader will get feedback from the follower before making a decision. What do you think? Will it work? Participative. Laissez-faire, let the people to make a decision. Empowering. Now, doesn't mean autocratic is wrong. There are times autocratic can be right, but depending on various factors. Okay, the literature, if you do a search, they can find you many. In what way autocratic can be better? What way democratic can be better? Many factors that you need to look into authoritarian leader. I don't want to go going into. What I will do is that, if not tonight, as I said, I will share with you few instruments for you to test yourself to know, according to Kurt Lewin's theory, to know whether you fall under autocratic, whether you fall under democratic or participative or laissez-faire. Now, you can read through. I will share with you these slides later or by tonight. You can read through some of these, when autocratic can be used, when it cannot be used. Okay. Then, of course, you have democratic style, democratic leadership. They encourage people to have a say before making a decision. You need to know when it can be useful and when it is not useful. Then you have the other one that is called laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire means you empower people to make their own decision. When it can be useful or effective, and when it will not be useful or effective. So in your case, your own leadership, you can explore where. Now, in order to look into a future, you need to understand your past. Where are you coming from? Where are you now? Where are you coming from? And where are you going? In order to go to your, based on your vision or mission to develop your leadership potential, what are that barriers or obstacles that you face? You need to think about it. Actually, if we have longer time, I will give you assignment for you to think, reflect, and then coming up with a solution itself. But for today, we are not going to go into that. And also, of course, how are we going to overcome the obstacles? These are all questions for you to reflect in this course. Remember, this course, not only this course, any of the course that you are taking in a DBA is not only for you to pass to move into the next stage, but also to take it as an opportunity to develop yourself as a better leader. I don't want at the end of the day, you are just satisfied with just a piece of paper that is called doctor in business administration, and you can put under your, we can put in front of your name, doctor something, okay? It's not just that, it's more than that. The main part of your learning is actually going to come when you go into your stage 2, when you do your research component of your course. Okay, managerial grid. I will be sharing with you an instrument, a questionnaire. To once you have completed the questionnaire, you will be able to assess yourself. Assess yourself where you are. Are you somewhere here? High in people, concern for people, and at the same time, high concern for task or production. To what extent you fall? Okay, even it's good if you are here, team leader, team manager, somewhere here. Even here, somewhere here is good. If you are here, it's not good. Impoverish leadership, management. If you are here, you are focusing too much on tasks, you are ignoring people, which is not good. If you are very high here on people, you are ignoring tasks. You are good with people, but you tend to ignore tasks. So leadership must balance between people and tasks. You wait for the questionnaire that I will share in the WhatsApp group for you to what they call administer, for you to do in order to find out where do you fit into. Once you have done, you want to share in your group, in the group also you can share what is your leadership, what is the scale it shows. It can be between 1 to 9 here or 1 to 9 here. Okay, this is again on the leadership grid. Theories like you will come across charismatic leader. What are the characteristics of charismatic leader? According to the literature, this is from Robbins, one of the researcher, and Robbins also have written a book on leadership, also a book on management and organizational behavior. According to Stephen Robbins, his book is quite popular, especially the book on organizational behavior. A charismatic leader is a leader who is very clear with the direction of the company, visionary. And not only they have a vision, they have the ability to articulate the vision to their people. Sometimes what happens in an organization is that the top management will have some vision, some direction of where they are and where they want to go. But people do not know. It is not communicated to the people. Even if it is communicated, people don't understand. How many of you know clearly where your company is going to be in next 5 to 10 years? You know your company's vision or direction. If you are a CEO of the company, is very essential for you to have a clear direction where do you want to take the company in the future. And this needs to be clearly communicated to the people, because people also need to share common goal, direction. They need to also know the direction where they are going. If they do not know the direction where they are going, they will be in dark. And some of them, due to lack of clear direction, lack of purpose, they will leave the company, especially talented people. So these are some of the traits or characteristics when you look into charismatic people, charismatic leader. You also have a concept of visionary leadership. Vision, again, I have mentioned to you about vision, visionary leadership, team leadership. These are all many models, concepts. As I said, it is not just limited to what I'm sharing to you here. Then leadership today. Today we call an age today. World today is a digital world. The world today we consider to be not only VUCA. I will talk to you about VUCA later. Many authors, researchers, they have written a lot about the world in the 21st century, which is change is considered to be constant. We are always moving. The world today, like what Alvin Toffler written, even in the late 20th century, he wrote the importance of learning in the 21st century. 21st century is not about literacy. It is about those who can not only learn, unlearn, and relearn. Not just those who cannot read or write, but you must certain things we need to unlearn in order to relearn. This is based on Alvin Toffler from his work, Future Shock. So that's why the environment today we call, although it is today, now it is 2023, 10 years we can look into how job requirements are changing. The term VUCA, it was introduced sometime beginning of 21st century, late 20th century also we would have come across the term VUCA. Today, the industry today is 4.0 moving to 5.0. VUCA world is a world where environment is volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. Very difficult at times to predict. People in HR will know jobs and job requirement keeps changing. New jobs are being developed. There are jobs that were important in the past had become redundant. Redundant means it's no longer needed. So you have to, there are even works if you go and search about future of works, how the work is going to be. Even the traditional work, the way that we are doing the work is also changing. Now in a technological era, what we find that the fixed term employment, that the employment, the nature of the employment is also changing. This is, of course, I can take it as a different topic if you want to discuss, but as a leader, as someone who's learning transformational leadership, you need to be aware too, because of the changes that are taking place in the environment. So that also takes us to growth stage, importance of growing as a leader. Leadership is a journey, not just a destination. I'm sure none of you are in a comfort zone. If you are taking a DBA, you are no longer in a comfort zone. You have overcome the fear zone that is within you. In order to enroll for the program, in order to learn, in order to grow. Most people tend to be happy where they are, but there are also risks if they continue to be. At time I can go on and on looking into how people need to move. It's actually the mindset. I will talk to you about mindset. So it's just like you might have come across this story. Any one of you have come across this story of a mouse being put at the top of a jar filled with grains. The mouse, he was very happy. So much food around him. No need to look around to search for food. As he continued to enjoy, he got trapped. And then when he got trapped, he want to leave. He want to go, he cannot go. At times people get stuck. So, of course, many people say being in comfort zone. Okay, we are comfortable, okay, but at times we need to see things beyond. Okay, it's just like sometimes there is also a similar story about a frog in a warm water being heated. The frog was happy, but you see, if you put a frog in a hot water, it will jump off. But if you put a frog in a water that is being warm, it will remain. But it will, that by the time it wants to leave, it will be too late. So it is all the mindset. Many times, okay, we can go into the story of an elephant, story of a donkey. No, so many stories are there to tell us that if we are not able to change the mindset, develop the possibility mindset, it will be difficult for us to grow in a leadership. So this is Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker has written a lot within the field of management and leadership. If you have time, you can do some search about Peter Drucker and the works of Peter Drucker. A lot of works Peter Drucker have written. Peter Drucker have started to write management books since 1950s. Some of the management concepts like MBO originated from him. So theories on leadership, starting with the great man theory, trait theory, behavioral theory, you have situational theory, many models. All this that I'm showing you are the models. And these models are easily available when you do a search on leadership literature. Leadership literature provides you with a lot of this information. Leadership, concepts, leadership and self-knowledge, okay? Leadership impact on job satisfaction, employee engagement, autonomy, adaptability, cohesiveness, collaboration. Many are there from the literatures on leadership. The articles, most journal articles on leadership, they will cite many studies, landmark studies they have done within the field. Okay, coming to transactional. Okay, before we go into transactional and transformational, okay, we have about another 20 minutes around there. Okay, you can tell me from your understanding so far, what is transformational leadership to you? Anyone want to share your thoughts? In the literature, if you search many ways of defining transformational leadership compared to transactional.
In my opinion, transformational leader is the master of change in the organization.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Go. Master, change agent, a catalyst, agent of change in the organization who is able to see beyond what other employees or people are able to see. They are able to see the future. They know the direction, and they want to move the organization towards that particular direction that he has seen. Okay, transformational leadership. Of course, when you go and search the literature, you find many definitions. Transformational leadership and how transformational leadership are different than the traditional transactional leadership. Many are there, literature, based on the literature. Okay, transformational leader and transactional leader, the power, transactional use on rank and position. But transformational, they develop character, competency. Transformational leader development is more character development. Now, next, the question, can you change a character of a person at the older age? Now, to answer the question, possible but tough, very tough. Character development, if you want to develop leadership development, it has to start from younger stage, younger age, the character development. Because certain traits are already there. You want to change, yes, through education, through knowledge about yourself, self-exploration, you can. but you need to push yourself for the change to take place within you. The same also in transformational leadership, character. Transactional leader, they are not, as at times transformational leader can also be a transactional. It's possible. Transaction, as I said, it is based on give and take. I give you this, in order you have to perform this to me. There is a transaction. You do this, I will reward you. If you don't do, I will punish you. Transaction. Okay, long ago, one leader, I think Mark will remember, in Cebu, there were by-election many years ago. The leader says, okay, if this candidate wins, next day I'm going to sign a check for how many million, I cannot remember. Okay, I help you, you help me. I think you might be familiar. If you do a search, you will know. Okay, that is transaction, not transformation. Okay, so you look into the distinction that you draw based on various categories: transaction, transactional, transformation. Finding from the literature will provide you with more survey of a literature on this too. And a transformational leader will rely more on expert power and referent power. The literature on power will tell you 5 different sources or types of power. A transactional leader will rely more on reward, cohesive, and also his position. This is something that you can reflect. And also some of you have sent whom you want to do for your assignment. One of you wanted to do on Tony Fernandez. I have seen the message. I said, okay, fine, you can continue. You can do it. But the most important thing is that the learning for you within the context of your organization, what you can learn that you can apply. We won't have, due to our time factor, I'm not going to go into the group activity. Usually, like sometimes, because there are many things in our module we need to do within a shorter period of time. Last time, I did mention that we extend the time, maybe two sessions of content and 1 session on presentation. I think it is not possible. It is not possible. This was in a beginning stage. It is not possible. So it is 16 contact hours with other learning time, student learning time. So we need to manage within this time. Okay. Servant leadership, you might have come across. I mentioned to you about servant leadership. This is also another theory, another model on leadership. The skills of the leader. Remember some of the things. Strategic thinking will be one of the courses that you will be learning in your DBA. Planning, delivery, people management, more HR related, change management, communication, persuasion. So change management is another area where a transformational leader need to be competent. Organization today are undergoing changes. At times, change can be planned, but there are times change can be unplanned. Reacting to change, mostly unplanned change. COVID-19, many organizations were in crisis. Many were in crisis. Many things were unplanned. Firefighting, crisis management can be seen clearly. It requires leadership for them to overcome this crisis. So planned change, unplanned change, easier to look into planned change, but mostly unplanned change. Now the model of change management, as I mentioned to you, the most popular is this. Unfreezing, changing, refreezing. I gave an example of ice cube. You want to change the water you need to unfreeze in order to change. You can't force it. And after you have changed, you need to rephrase. Similarly, for a change, you need to, what do we mean by unfreeze? You have to educate people why the change is needed. Why do we need to change? What are the benefits? In any change, people will always question, what are the benefits I'm going to get when I change? So these things needs to be clearly communicated before you change. And after you change, you need to provide evaluation, feedback to reinforce. This is one of the popular model. You can go to search on 3-step model, Kurt Lewin. This is a 3-step model, Kurt Lewin: unfreezing, changing, refreezing. Then you have the force field analysis. You need to understand what are the driving force for the change and a restraining force to the change. Change can only take place if the driving force towards a change is stronger than a restraining force. So what do we change? Strategy, structure, people, technology. Why people resist change? Many reasons from the research. Many people don't like change. They want to remain where they are. But for organizations to move ahead, to transform, change is necessary. If people do not want to change, how do we manage the resistance towards change? What are the strategies a leader can use to manage the change? Number one, education. Start with education and communication. Giving ample information why it is a must for a change. Followed by participation, involvement, facilitation. There are times when all this you have implemented, you can't. You might have to use power, cohesive power, cohesion. But before you go to cohesive power, try your level best. Promote positive attitudes towards change. Educate people, especially. Talk to people. Counsel them. Get them involved. So in HR, we use the term employee engagement, very, very crucial. John Cotter, in leading organizational change, have come out with various strategies, steps in leading change. This is taken from John Cotter, John-Kotter, John Cotter, leading change. John Cotter on leading change, it has been written close to 3 centuries ago. Sorry, not 3 centuries, 3 decades ago. Not 3 centuries, 3 decades ago. John Cotter. It actually taken from John Cotter, leading organizational change. Okay, your assignment. Again, come back, refer back to your assignment. If you have question, feel free to ask. In case if you are unable to ask today, as I told you, message me. At times I will message, or I will use voice note, or even I type for you in order to answer. You can do it in a group. Try to do it in a group rather than individually, because the assignment is all dependent on you. Submitted, you need to submit it by 19 or additional 2 days. Yes, Yiling?
Hi, Dr. Bala. I really wanted to use the current company I'm working for now to apply this in my assignment, but I have signed a contract with the company. I cannot disclose too much of the information. So please advise, what should I need to do?
Okay, if you do not want to do based on your company, due to the agreement, you need to honor the agreement. Don't do for the company. You can select other industry organizations. Like one example here, one of the student messaged me. He wants to do Air Asia, Tony Fernandez. I said fine, because informations are also there. But the drawback is that because it is not your organization, your industry, for you to see a real application in you will not be that much compared to if you do it from your own organization or your own industry. But some of you, I know, you just want to clear or pass or get a good grade for this module to move on to the next module. If you are not going to look into more on the personal application, you just for the purpose of the assignment, then fine, you can take it. Just like what I have mentioned to Lingam earlier when he wanted to do Lee Kuan Yew. Okay, all right. Anybody else? You see, it's going to be very quick. One term is going to last. By next month, you already would have completed about 90%. By next month, at this time, most of you would have, I would have met you and you would have presented. I will draw the schedule, dates and time, and then you can just let me know. And I'll share in the group. If not tonight, maybe by tomorrow I will do it. Yes. I have two people here, Yiling and Kawe. Anybody can go first?
Yiling, you can go first.
I'm sorry, Kawe. Okay, so Dr. Bala, I noticed that in the PowerPoint slide, right, we need to follow WOU template. Do you mind to share with us?
Assignment template, okay.
No. The PowerPoint template.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can use. I'm not using the WOU template here.
Thank you.
Not necessarily.
Thank you.
It's not compulsory or mandatory for you to follow WOU template, unless very official. Because we use, let's say, WOU template for any presentation in any official events. Okay, then that I will do the WOU template. Okay,
Dr. Bala. Yeah, a little bit unrelated to the assignment. I noticed that you shared out the Zoom recordings just now.
Mm-hmm.
That I can't download that.
Okay. You want to download? Okay, wait. Later or even evening, I will make sure downloadable. I will change it to downloadable. At this moment, it is only viewable, not downloadable. That is only morning session. Okay. Once this session is over, this session cloud recording will also be available. Once I get it, I will share in the group. Okay, if you want to download, then I have to change the setting to download. Okay, will you share the slides today? Yes, I will share. Later, I will share in the group. Okay.
Yeah, come back to Eileen's question. Some of them have signed an agreement that they should not divulge their company information. Just maybe a suggestion, we can, in our assignment, we can just put a code, a name of your company. You just put ABC company. So you can apply, you can introduce, but without mention the name, you can put a code name, a real name. Even though the person, you don't want to share the real name, you can put another name, so you could actually identify and use and apply it to your organization, and you can reflect on seeing improvement done. This is just a suggestion only.
Possible, you need to put a note. Possible if you want to put a note. Just like earlier, I have mentioned to someone earlier who wants to do something similar. I have said. Yes, it is possible. Any more questions? Okay, if there is no more question, can you all on your camera? I will take the class picture. Then later I will share with all of you. Because after this, you are not meeting, most of us, you are meeting individually or presentation. Everyone with your okay, all of you are here. All right. Okay, everyone smile. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
anybody with the questions? Any more questions? Any questions anymore?
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, that those who are some of our so-called the course mate here saying that actually the clause actually is when you have your employment contract is called non-disclosure clause, is it? So, but actually to me that you can seek your company, you can write to them, that ask for permission, because this is more for academic purpose. It's not for business, that non-compliance or violation to the interest of the business, you see. This is my point of view.
Yep. Okay. It's up to the individual. Again, I say, if you are unable, you can either you take from another organization or industry or someone whom I think the best is that someone whom you have worked with, and if you can tell the person that I want to do an assignment based on your leadership, even many of them will feel happy also, because you'll be writing something about them, and you, of course, you can share with them too. Some of the past students did that. They share with the person whom they have written the leadership assessment. Okay, anyone? Okay, any more questions? Feel free to contact me. Okay, remember this module, not only this module, all your modules in your DBA program will be completed within 2 months. So the most important thing is that start working on your assignments, start thinking about your assignments, start thinking about the leader, and then do some literature review, literature search on leadership. I will not be feeding you with too much information, but I will just guide you with if there are any journal articles specific to leadership, I will share with you, especially on transformational leadership. So thank you to all of you who have attended this session. And anything, just contact me. You have my contact. I hope every one of you are in a WhatsApp group, right? Anybody still not in a WhatsApp group? Anybody still not in a WhatsApp group? How to go into WhatsApp group? You go to the LMS. I've already given you the link. You can join in from the link. Because after this, I'm going to share most information in the WhatsApp group. Even LMS, not all of you have access. I know some of you have still not accessed the LMS. Okay, all of you are in the group, right? Okay, then it is good. Okay, I will communicate mostly in the group. All right. Thank you, everyone. And hope to see you individually for your presentation. And all the best, okay, to work for your assignment. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.